Well, there are fewer vehicles that are really truly iconic. The El Camino is one of those vehicles.
Yeah.
Steve, we finally made it. This is the 5th of the 5 cars we're going to drive on this trip.
Right.
And what is it?
Well, as we wrap up the journey, we finally got some seat time here in this 1972 Chevy El Camino.
Now, you've driven this for a few miles now. What are your initial impressions?
Well, she's pretty sophisticated. She's smooth. Steering is good. The chassis is solid. It doesn't feel like a really old car. It feels like just a moderately old car. So, you know, I drove some of this style of vehicle in its day. And it's got a small V8. Well, it's got a medium-sized V8. It's a 350, but it's only got a 2-barrel carburetor. So its power is considerably less than that Camaro we were driving earlier. So it's a little tepid in performance, and to complicate that, it's not running quite right either. So its timing's a little off, it's running a little rich, so acceleration is pretty minimal. But it drives and handles pretty nicely.
So we have a 350 V8.
350 V8, which is kind of the evolution of the 265, 283, and then 350. It's the same block, what the Chevy enthusiast referred to as a small block. What you found it in just about everything General Motors made back in the day. It's a really good engine.
How successful was this for GM, this design?
Well, they sold hundreds of thousands of El Caminos over its generations. I'm not sure exactly how many in '72. Yeah. But it was very successful. You know, Ford had the Ranchero before the El Camino came out. I think the first El Camino was a '59, and oh, that was a sexy thing too, really unusual. But it was. This is a pickup that's not used much by farmers and utility in its utility sense. It's mostly for style and comfort and image. Well, I'll tell you, the inside of this car is a little bit compact, kind of pretty tight for a couple of big guys like us. We could barely squeeze in through these doors, and I'm, you know, pretty close to the steering wheel, but it's pretty comfortable other than that.
We've noticed a very particular odor in this car too.
Well, yeah, it does smell a little bit because it's running rich and its timing's a little off. It's burning a little oil and it smells pretty ripe. And you know, the other cars always want to get in front of this one, kind of keep it at the back of the pack, you know, kind of like a flatulent teenager.